This is Jason from Laundry List, and today is the day of install.
It's a beautiful day, and weather will not be an issue during our install.
I'm excited to get rid of all these machines and replace them with brand new, big, shiny LG washers. Yesterday, I had a couple people walk in the laundromat with big items and leave because I didn't have the capacity. The big machines I have were already in use, and they didn't have time to wait. So these machines couldn't come at a better time. What better way to celebrate than to wear my Laundromat washing machine t-shirt? Compliments to Beryl, the artist that designed this shirt for the Smith College Art Show that we had in this laundromat, and it was organized by Amrita. They did a great job, and I couldn't think of a better way to honor it, so I'm going to bring you through the entire install process.
Let's go back a few days where I had to prepare signage for the new machines. I had to label each machine with a name so it could be identified in the PayRange app. The next label lets customers know this is nearly a triple load-in to download the PayRange app for electronic payment. The final bilingual label lets customers know the best practices for doing a wash. I use Velcro to stick the labels on all the machines.
The big install is tomorrow, so in preparation, I need to remove some of the parts related to PayRange from this control board so I can reuse it on some of the new machines. So I need to remove the harness because this is the blue key that we're going to reuse for the PayRange app to work on the new machines. This is the PayRange harness that I'm going to keep, and this is the blue key that I'm going to reuse on the new machines. I've also decided I'm going to take this control board because they're expensive, and if I ever need one on one of these other white machines, at least I'll have this one to replace it. I still need to pull various components from these machines. The guys are supposed to show up in a couple hours. It's 6 a.m. and I've got a lot of work to do in preparation because I couldn't do it last night because Sunday is just too busy and I can't be messing around and pulling machines on a Sunday evening in the laundromat. So what exactly am I taking from these machines I'm getting rid of? First and foremost, the coin box, because that can be used on any of these other machines over there. Second, the control board. Third, I need the PayRange harness and the blue key. And the last thing that I take is the actual soap dispenser holder, because these things are plastic and they break, and it's always good to have a few spare ones on hand.
The installers Chad, Daniel, and Brian have arrived. The first order of business is to replace 2 washers on the left side with 2 of the better washers from the right side. This way, half of the laundromat will still be fully functional. This machine is replacing the out-of-order machine that was just removed. They unhooked all the water lines, and now they're removing all 7 of the washers.
Does Daniel always get to just kick his feet up in the job?
All the washers have been removed, and now they need to prep the floor for the new bases. This is a very old floor, and Chad did a great job of removing rotting wood. Underneath the wood was a nice metal drain pan that drains right into the sewage of the laundromat. New pressure-treated 2x4s were used, and bases were put into place. Now they're getting ready to move the big 1,000-pound machine. This looks like the scene from Star Wars where the good guys are stuck in the trash compactor. It's starting to look like a washing machine graveyard out there. This machine is being donated and will be picked up shortly.
Who are we here with?
My name's Hudson.
I'm Brendan.
I'm Matt.
All right, so these are 3 college guys that I am donating this machine. Oh, and I'm leaving the instructions on it so you guys can read the best way to do your laundry.
Okay.
All right, you guys are seniors at University of Massachusetts.
Yes, yep.
And this is your last year, and now you get a free washing machine.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you're gonna do as soon as you get back?
Set it up. Yeah.
Do you have a lot of laundry to do?
We do have a lot of laundry. Yes.
All right, good luck.
Thank you so much.
These are our future business tycoons and an engineer. Now back to our main event. Chad and Brian were replacing any faulty water valves or water valves that they felt should be replaced. A beautiful sight, the new machines were being put into place. The machines were carefully leveled so that they function properly. Now we're hooking up the big machine to get it functioning again, and everything is going as planned. Things are splendid until all of a sudden, while reattaching the water hoses to the big washer, we busted the main water line to the laundromat. I ran to the basement and hit the emergency water shutoff. Chad and Brian quickly figured out a solution. I certainly wasn't going to point out that he was lying down on the job. They managed to get everything fixed, and now they were hooking up the new machines.
We're going to have to pick up on day 2 because we didn't get everything done on day 1. We had one unexpected snafu, but we were able to resolve it. I'm a little tired. I've been at the laundromat now for over 12 hours. So much for passive income business, but hopefully this sets things up for a good passive income future. This is day 2 of the install. The machines are already in place, so now today is going to be focused on setting up the machines, hooking PayRange into the machines, and making sure that full credit card capabilities are working on every single machine. If you find these videos useful and you want to help me out, please subscribe to the channel and like the videos. I wanted to still be as functional and operational as I could so I didn't lose customers and revenue. So the first thing we did yesterday morning is we moved 2 of the machines from that side and replaced 2 on this side. This entire side of the laundromat was completely functional so that it didn't interfere with what we were doing over there, and customers could still do their laundry. As the day went on, it got busier. When the water line broke, I had to hit the emergency shutoff and stop all the water from flowing in the laundromat. Unfortunately, there were a few customers that had their clothes in the wash. So in order to appease them and make sure they were happy, their wash was free, they were patient, and about an hour later, they were all set.
This is Ben, and he's programming and setting up the machines as well as installing PayRange so that everything functions properly. Now that the PayRange hardware was installed in the washing machine's control board, it was time to use the PayRange owner's account to properly price the machines. It's very user-friendly software, and it only takes about 1 or 2 minutes per machine. As I was busy programming, we discovered there was an issue with the big washer. It kept saying out of order. It's never a good thing when the tech team has to call a tech team. A couple hours later, the problem was resolved, and they packed up their gear to head home. Let's take a look at the end result of the install. It's great to see the plan finally come to fruition. Yankee Equipment and Distributors and Aldrich Installation did a fantastic job.
The install is complete and finished. All the machines are programmed. Customers have already been using the machines, which is a great sign. There were 2 unexpected challenges during the install. Both of them involved the big machine that I have, my big Speed Queen touchscreen washer. That's the machine that I was a little concerned when we said we were going to move it, because it's a 1,000-pound machine, and you just never know what's going to happen when you try to move a 1,000-pound machine. The first issue, and it turns out it was the biggest issue we had during the install, was as they were hooking up the water lines back to the big washer, where the valves meet the hose, the valve snapped. It's brittle. They're 67-year-old copper pipes, and water started gushing everywhere. First, it hits the ceiling because the pressure is so strong through those water lines. Luckily, we all kept calm heads. I ran and hit the emergency water shutoff. I've been through this before. To be fair to the installers, those water valves probably haven't been replaced for at least 30 or 40 years, so they tend to be brittle. The thing I was most impressed with, not only could these guys fix it and fix it quickly, I mean within 30 to 60 minutes, they had all of the tools and all of the parts on their truck just in case something like this happened. I give them a lot of credit. Adding to some of the challenge, once the water was turned off, I had 4 washing machines on the other side of the laundromat that were in use. So all of those customers couldn't actually complete their wash because we had no water going to the machines. The customers were patient. I did what I thought was the right and fair thing. I reimbursed them all for their wash. And believe it or not, I ended up getting a nice 5-star Google review. We were able to take a tricky situation for a customer and turn it into a 5-star Google review. And ultimately, those 5-star Google reviews will help drive more traffic and business into your laundromat. The second issue also involved the big washing machine. And the issue was it kept giving us an out of order. It seemed like the machine was functioning properly, but the main screen on the touchscreen kept saying out of order. After several hours, the installers had trouble and they were challenged trying to figure out what the issue was. And to be fair to them again, it's not their job to know how to fix all these machines. They don't work with all of these types of machines. So after a little bit of frustration in dealing with Alliance Laundry, the headquartered company that makes the Speed Queen washers, they wanted me to do a complete factory reset on that big washer. I know from experience that doing resets on washers can sometimes create more headache and hassle than the solution. The other reason I didn't want to do a factory reset on that machine is because then you have to redo all of the settings, all of the valves. You have to do a whole complex computerized setup. Plus, I have pay range inside of that machine's control board. Nothing is ever easy when you're trying to reprogram a control board. Instead, I ended up going into the admin panel of that machine, had a look around. I realized we have two of the exact same machines, so I started looking at the other big machine and what those settings look like. And before you knew it, I saw a little button, I toggled it off, and the machine started working. So the out of order completely disappeared. None of these issues were catastrophic. We had to deal with them. We all had to have cool, rational heads in order to just find the solution and make everything work. Now that the machines are all in place and installed, I'll do a follow-up video to let you know how they're performing. Let you know if my revenue is in fact increasing because we now have more capacity in the laundromat. I'll let you know how the customers respond to these new machines. Do they like them? Are they not happy because I don't have enough small machines? So I'll walk you through the entire process because it is a very daunting task to know whether you should retool and invest a lot of money in new machines, especially big machines, in the hopes that they drive more revenue into your business. If you find these videos useful and you want to help me out, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. This is Jason from Laundry List, the best place for brainwashing.